Hello, everyone. We'll begin. My name is my name is Aisha Heiko, and I am pleased to be with you this evening. I will do a quick intro of who's on the call from the ASALH team side. As mentioned earlier, I'm the executive council for ASALH and the incoming VP for programs. Also on the call, we have our executive director, Ms. Sylvia Cyrus, our VP for programs, Dr. Lionel Kimball, and Dr. Tara White, who is one of the academic program committee chairs. Our other chair is Dr. Sean Alexander, Dr. Hillary Green. They're busy working on back end stuff tonight, and so they send their regards and will be helping you during the conference. We also have Miss Danielle Taylor, who works in national office, working with fundraising and sponsorships. So if you or institution wants to take out a sponsorship, please feel free. We're still taking orders for sponsorship and advertising, and Danielle Taylor would be glad to talk with you about that. Also on the call, we have Miss Crystal Boswell, who works national office as well as an assistant and helping to keep us running. If you call the office, you'll probably get Danielle or Crystal or one of the other young ladies who help keep us running. The executive council would not run as efficiently as it does if we did not have their support. So we thank them for being on the call tonight. And if I forgot someone, I charge it to my head, not to my heart. And I will give you an overview of the run of show for tonight. We have a speakers. We'll talk about how to register and join ASALH, conference resources, Zoom options, and then we'll have time for Q&A. You can, while the presentations are happening, you can put your questions in the chat and we'll respond to them accordingly. Before I officially begin, any of the ASALH team had remarks that they wanted to provide. Oh, I'm sorry, one more person I forgot. ASALH, he's labeled ASALH TV. Mr. Terrence Friday, he is a consultant and will be helping to run some of the technical sessions in terms of the webinars for our panels and plenaries. Let me see if anything came up in the chat. And yes, we will have this to be recorded and it will be available after tonight. Okay, without further ado, I will begin. So first, to be on the program officially, you have to register for the conference and you'll have to join the association. And the links to do that is available on the ASALH website. And this is the URL that you will use to have all the information about registering, about how to access the conference program and schedule. And the link is there in the chat. I will also share my screen, so you will see it too. Okay. So if you're on the home page of ASALH, there's many different ways to get to the conference. And so you have the banner here, and that you can click on the banner and it will take you right to the page where you find out about the conference, days of the conference, information about registering, what kind of sessions we're going to have. If you keep scrolling down, you will see the fees for the conference, and then you register for the event. And so you register through the event through ASALH Online, which is our membership platform. And so if you do not have an account, you will be asked to create an account and see I won't go into the full thing, but the information, you create an account, or you will sign into your already existing account, and then you will be able to register according to your level. So there's student membership, senior membership, and general body membership. That's the prices. And so that is the registration part. So there's 2 different systems for the conference, if you haven't determined this yet. So the registration is ASALH online, but the conference and how you will access the actual schedule is called All Academic. Sorry. Okay. And this is the homepage for All Academic. Because I'm signed in as kind of administrator, my side menu looks a little bit different, but your menu will be basically, let me just sign out so you can see what it looks like. Okay. So you come here, the landing page about the conference, and then to want to sign in. Once you sign in, you have the ability to see your own schedule and to save sessions to your schedule. So, and so you see it changes a little bit. So now you just sign out and per schedule. If you are presenting, if you're moderating, if you are a chair, you will automatically see your session in your personal schedule. So that's already done for you. You don't have to worry about that. But you want to, there's going to be plenty of days for the conference. You want to forget anything. So you want to basically create your own schedule. And so how you do that is by searching the conference schedule. And there's a couple different ways to do that in the search and browse feature. So you have browse by day. That gives you a day listing. You can browse by person. So if it's someone specifically that you want to see, you can do it by that. You can browse by room. You can browse by type. And then the online resources is blank right now, but once we go through the conference, this will be where you will see the recorded Zoom sessions. So let's go by day. It's usually the simplest one that people go through. And this will give you basically a listing of what's happening in each block of time. So we have exhibitors, we have a roundtable, we have papers, we have panels. And so you click on one. So I want to see the session. And so this is a panel session. So you will have who's chairing the session, and then the list of speakers for that session. And you click on the individual title, and that it gives you the abstract. And so this part, if you're more familiar with our printed journal, we're working on that, and so we will have a PDF version of the program, but we want to get you familiar with the digital version. So this is how you will gain access to the links to enter the Zoom meetings and the Zoom webinars. So if you're interested in this session, you're gonna use the icons up here, because that will keep you in the system and not take you outside to somewhere you don't want to be. So once you say, I want to keep this session, you're going to add to person schedule, and then it's added to your person schedule. And also a nice thing about academic is you can share, so you can tweet. So this is really interesting. Oh, this is your session. I'm able to come and see you. You can tweet about it, or you can share on Facebook. This is really helpful as we trying to get people registered for the conference and excited about the different sessions that are happening for the conference. To get back, you can use the icon to go home to bring you there, and that brings you back to the landing page. You can also browse by type. So if you're really interested in the media sessions, so the films, and this will give you when all of the media sessions are happening. And so this is, you can come here, add to your schedule, save to your schedule. So you want to just maybe double check to make sure it actually saved. So you come over here and see, when I began, I had 3 sessions. Now I have more sessions added to my schedule. The other menus over here, let me go back to the home page. Let's see. The menus are 4 different blocks of options. One navigation menu helps to navigate and orient you in the academic. Then you have the browse and search that helps you search throughout the program itself. And then we have the info menu. So we have search tips, how to help you search all academic. We also have a help desk throughout the conference and selected times, and that they'll be there to help you facilitate help you facilitate how to navigate the online conference program, and also help with passwords. This will take you back to the ASALH homepage. The conference main page on the ASALH website. ASALH TV, which is our ASALH YouTube channel. You can download Zoom from here, and then the homepage of ASALH. We realized social media is a way for us to continue the conversations beyond the individual Zoom meetings. And so as a result, we have our 3 social media accounts: Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. And so if you click on the Twitter, it will give you a feed of what's going on, what ASALH has been tweeting or has been retweeting. And so through the conference, if you have a quote, if you see a quote, hear a quote, insightful phrase, you can post it, you can tweet it out, and you can see what the people are talking about on Twitter in regards to the conference. Same with Instagram. You will have an Instagram, takes you right to the Instagram, to ASALH's Instagram page. And as well as to the Facebook feed. One new, we kind of had it at last year's conference, but it wasn't as much exposure as we had hoped. So we have it here, a much easier way for you to access it. And this is a platform called Padlet. It is a networking forum. So we want people to, have a way to over the conference month, over the 2 weeks of the actual conference, for you to say who you are, why brought you to the conference. If you want to do any virtual meetups between, catch-ups between sessions, you can set up your meetup here. If you have a best session for the conference, post it here. You can share interesting share interesting fact about yourself. You put it here. Or also, if you were on earlier, Sylvia mentioned about music. And so we love the music, love partying as well. And so help us create a conference playlist, it's about Black family, so we can put that together into a Spotify and have it ready in October. And then you can also want a Black family, share something about your family, about, a family member, biological or fictive, that inspired you. If you have a family history resource that people should know about, you can add that here as well. And so we want to kind of crowdsource some information about each other and find out more about each other, kind of how you would do in the hallway of a conference hotel. That means to stop sharing for a moment and see if any conference. Other questions come through. Okay. When using social media, does ASALH offer a backup? Perfect. Thank you so much, Richard, for asking. I can share my screen for that. That's not the right one. So depending how you got to the Zoom meeting tonight, you may already know about this page, but if not, oops, okay. On the asalh.org website, there is a page in the menu when you get to the conference, important information to access the conference. And this page has the link to tonight's Zoom information. But if you scroll down, we have a video. The video is based on last year. So when you click on the video, you might see the images look a little different, but the information and how to access the Zoom links is the same for this year. So there's a video there. And then we also have these tips about how to access all academic and how for conference attendees, download Zoom, and then Richard, your question in terms of the Zoom backgrounds. So I'm using one, the Black Family. You can download the JPEG, and then you will be able to upload it in your Zoom virtual backgrounds in your Zoom instance. We recommend for the conference that you use the download Zoom physical, the physical software, and not use the browser software because there's more features in the downloaded Zoom than in the browser Zoom. So especially if you are a presenter, we really recommend that you download the actual software. You'll give the best experience for the conference that way. Also, we recommend that when we have the conference, we have a waiting room set up. So we want, if you're going to call in or anything, to use your real name and not, not a nickname, or anything, your real name, government name, that we can identify you with. If you might have been on earlier, we talked about people who can't unmute or show your screen. That is for your privacy, and also to make sure that we don't have any interruptions for the presenters. Because we all been in a meeting before and someone's phone goes off or someone's child comes in, and that's life. That's fine. We understand, but we want to make sure that we have the presenters can focus and give what they want to the need to say. I want us to and tell you in a clean way that is not interrupted by distractions, and also makes a better recording experience. That is, let me stop sharing again and see if I have any other questions. First time presenter. We need to submit a paper by review, providing listening to not too much time. What is that? Okay. Hello. So if you two things. So if you are a panel presenter, talk with your chair of your panel to discuss when you need to submit your paper or slides to the chair. If you're a paper presenter, we are in the process of assigning the chairs. And so the chair will reach out to you about the timing of your session. Normally, because this 50 minutes long is a session, so we recommend if you're on a panel of 3 to 4 people that you're going to have between 10 to 12 minutes for speaking and allow for Q&A. Okay, so on the day of your presentation, you want to log into All Academic, locate your session in All Academic, and on that day, there will be a link for you to enter, and there will already be a Zoom host that already started the meeting that will be waiting for you. So all you have to do is enter into the room, the waiting room, and they will know who's a presenter, and they'll let you in early to check your sound and video quality. So if you've been in another kind of conference where there's a backstage, Zoom doesn't have a backstage. Well, let me caveat. If you're a webinar presenter, you'd be a little different. But if you're in a meeting, regular session, you won't have that backstage. You will just have maybe about 10 to 15 minutes to prepare before everyone else gets into the room. Okay. So if you're joining as presenter, the Zoom host will know that you are a presenter and will turn your co-hosting abilities on. And that will give you the ability to speak, to share a screen, and to have your video being shown. How to communicate with your chair. So if the chair will talk to you. We'll send a communication out to the chairs to reach out to the presenter. If you're not hear from a chair by next Wednesday, feel free to reach out to them. And I mean, it might be overstepping my role in this, but okay, thank you. I'm getting a head nod and thumbs up from the committee chair, so I'm happy to say that. Okay, perfect. So for the showing your slides, we are recommending so that it's not so much back and forth between who's sharing screens, that you send your slides to the chair, who will then send everything to the Zoom host to share their slides. If you have like a specific audio or video that you want to be shown, let the chair know in advance so that proper sharing and sound settings can be developed. Okay, questions coming in. I appreciate all these questions. Let me, if anyone else comes through, share clips from my computer, from my YouTube channel, other instructions. So if you were sharing from video, I find it easier to, I see Deborah, I see your hand. I will get to you in a minute. That when you embed the video in a PowerPoint, and so that way you're just doing the PowerPoint and not having to click to the browser, which can sometimes delay or cause network issues of lagging and things. So if you can embed it into a PowerPoint, that would be best. If you can do that with YouTube too. If you have problems with that, You can email, I'll put my email in the chat if you need assistance with that. Okay. Oh, Deborah, sorry. Go ahead, Deborah. Oh, you need to. Terrence, can you give her permission to speak? I think, oh, okay, may I do that? Ask to unmute.
Okay, great. Thank you so much. And I'm sorry, just didn't want to write all this stuff. So to Tara's message that, because I am a chair, by the end of next week, by Friday, we're supposed to get this to these email addresses. So that's one question. And while I have you too, Dr. Levon Neal is on our, we had a meeting today, and she mentioned something about a slide. Is it that the Zoom host will make with our contact information, names and emails, and she just wanted to make sure because she has a personal email. So what's the story about these, the beginning and ending slide that I guess is the Zoom host going to be, or should the chair make? If you could speak on that, that would be great. Thank you.
I can respond to that. Hi, this is Tara White. We're actually creating those in-house, and those are the intro slides with, of course, just the title of the presentation, the presenters and the affiliations. And of course, if you have contact information that you would like to share with your presentation, you can actually, when you send your information in, make sure that you indicate that you want to share your contact information on the intro slides, because that'll be a way for usually, in face-to-face meetings, when we do a presentation, of course, people come up to you after and they ask for your card or whatever. And so this is a way of facilitating the exchange of information if folks have any more questions. So be sure to get me the preferred email address, because I know for some of us, we don't want our university mailboxes. If we're teaching, we have a bunch of students clogging them up as it is, so we don't want those mailboxes clogged up. So if you have your, or if you want it to go there, just let us know. So that'll be some of the information that you're going to send in with your slides. And I want to address one more thing. There were a couple of, there was another question about the slides, the limit of 5, and I'm limiting. I tried to limit it to 5. Usually people talk. It's usually about 2 minutes per slide, and if you're doing 10 minutes, that's going to be about 5 slides. If we go over that, I just want you to keep in mind that. Part of this is really, sharing your research and sharing your information with the public, but you also want to give them an opportunity to ask questions and whatever. And so that's one of the reasons why we're, trying to be so strict with the time, so that you can actually have some time to get feedback from the people in the room. So that's something else. Someone asked about Google Slides, and actually Google Slides will work also. But again, and of course, I'd still want to try to limit those so that you can go through, and so that everybody has an opportunity to talk. Because if you're on a panel of 4 people, then you want to make sure that you're not running over. And so that, because that limits the time for all the people after you. And if you're first and you go, 20 minutes, then, that's, of course, limiting for everybody else who will go after you. So, be sure to keep keep that in mind. That's really the reason why there's a limit. That's about why. And there were a couple of other questions. Okay. I'm going to, there are a couple of people I'm going to respond to directly, okay? And we'll work through this, okay? So want to make sure that we get you in, that the slides are good, that we can talk about, make sure that, we keep to the time, because I don't want your co-panelists, calling and raising stand with us. So that's actually a reality that happened last time. The co-panelists were like, why didn't you just turn off his mic? Stop him or her from talking, but anyways. So that is, that's all I have. Is there any other questions? I will consider stretching it to 7. And that's about all I can do. Are there any other questions?
If you're just talking through the slides, Linda, and you can go through them quickly, then that's fine. But we don't want people to spend 5 minutes on one slide and they have 10 more to go. And so that's just, if it was more images that you're just talking about, then you can have a little bit more. And if you're on a panel and you're like sharing slides, or you guys are talking as a group about the slides, then obviously you guys can have, about 20 slides for everyone to go through.
Yeah, if you just create one big slide thing for everybody, yeah, because if you're on a panel and there are 4 people on this panel, 4 or 5 people on this panel, you can just, have enough slides for everybody. If that's, because more likely than not, your presentations are going to be similar or have some overlap with the other people you're presenting with. So, okay.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Someone asked about having login problems. And so you want to go to all, sorry, put the link in the chat. There's a forgot your password button, and you can use that to send yourself an email. Also, you should got an email this week that has your password, have your username information in there too. If that didn't work, then send, you can contact the office. Right, Sylvia? Sorry. She's there. One chair. Susan asks, will the Zoom link show up in the presentations you choose? So if you are just a regular attendee, if you're not presenting in a session and you want to go to your friend's session, yes, you can. There will be a Zoom link there, and the day of the session, there will be a Zoom link there, and you'll be able to click the link, follow the directions, and enter into the waiting room, and then you'll be let into the waiting room once that time has to begin. So as an attendee, it's the same thing as a presenter. The presenters get in earlier and have the ability to talk and share their screens and have the video. Attendees won't. Someone also asked about webinar and meetings. The webinars, are for plenary speakers and for presidential sessions, like larger sessions. So if you're not on one of those, you don't have to worry about it. If you're on a paper or a panel or a roundtable or workshop, then you are going to be in a meeting, a Zoom meeting. when you meet your co-panelists. That's up to you. I mean, depending on CR, if you, so how ASALH does, it's different ways how you got on a panel. So if you submitted an individual paper, ASALH committee, the ECHA program committee put together similar sounding or topic-wise sessions. So it's up to you if you kind of contact your fellow paper presenters. If you are on a panel, hopefully the chair will reach out to you to kind of coordinate what you all talking about. If not, if you haven't heard from your chair and it's like a panel, then feel free to reach out to them and just say, hey, just checking in. The conference is coming up. How are we doing? I know classes just began for a lot of us in academic world. And so a lot of us are dealing with that as well as this pandemic that's occurring. The chair will send their slides to, is it program? Is that what I'm sending to, Tara?
Mm-hmm. They're sending, the chair will send the slides to program. I see that we're having a lot of hand wringing about these slides. Guys, I'm serious when I say, you know, I love, I'm a historian. We love slides. We'll show slides all day. The problem is when we, you know, don't, you know, go quickly through them, right? Go through them quickly and present our stuff and get off. And so what it does is it does cause issues with your co-panelists and co-presenters. And I've seen this happen so many times. Now, you know, there are a couple of you who have asked for a few more, and I'm going to say, okay, that's fine. But now you're going to have to deal with the wrath of your and I know I'm being, you know, kind of, well, I'm old. So yeah, I'm being a little blunt. You're going to have to deal with the wrath of your co-panelists, and they're going to be angry if you go over. I'm telling you that based on a bunch of years of seeing this and doing this. So I want to make sure that you know what you're walking into before you embark. But if you're going to use more than the 7 that I recommend, and I strongly recommend it, know that there are going to be some people you're going to have to consider afterwards. And even if you're at the end of the session, know that we're going to have to end that session on time in order to prepare for the next session, right? So keep that in mind as well, okay? All righty. That's my story and I'm sticking to it.
Thank you, Tara. Let me go back to the agenda to make sure I didn't.
Somebody said we're going to send Sandman in. So I... Oh my goodness.
If you are presenting, we do ask that you do download the Zoom background. Someone mentioned, like one I have behind me, also the ASALH logo one. That's also helpful to keep your privacy and to any people in the background. So information about that is also on the website.
And I do see one more thing. I see Deborah posted in the chat. Can we provide a PDF of our slides for people to download? Yes, and actually, if you want to do that in the chat the day of, you can definitely do that. I think they will have access to be able to do that in the chat. Aisha, right? Correct? Should be able to share files in the chat. Yeah.
They should.
because we know that usually people will, in some cases, people have handouts and things like that. And we want people to share. We want folks to share. So feel free to bring PDFs if you want to do that. And especially for those folks, again, who, especially for those folks who, if you have, you show your 5 slides or 7 slides, but you got 20. And you want to just have a PDF and share that PDF with somebody or
We got cut off for a minute, Tara.
really good question. It looks like I will be the final presenter in my session. Will I actually get my 10 minutes? We're going to work very hard to make sure that you do. If we have to bring in Sam and Sims, we might, to make sure that at the end of this panel, you get to get all of your time. Okay. But it's some wrangling, but we're not above that. So.
I thought I'll pronounce your name correctly, but Ms. Zinzale Rendick, you asked about making edits to all academic. Yes, little light ones. We are finalizing the program this week. So if you have edits to your abstract, please make them immediately. I mean, it will be available for you later, but the print program won't have the revised edits if you make edits after Friday.
Yeah.
And speaking of that, if you've registered, so I want to make sure academic is clear for folk. If you submitted or you came last year and what am I going to say? There's a button that we have to push that proves you're registered for the conference. And if we don't push that button that proves you're registered for the conference, you won't have access to all academic the day of the conference. That's our kind of security kind of check to make sure that you registered and are confirmed presenter or attendee for the conference. So if you come to the conference on that Thursday, you kind of go academic, you can't log in, you want to make sure you got a confirmation that you registered, and you can call the office or go online to register. Because it's a manual process, it's going to take a minute for the staff to actually process your payment and then to go into the system to mark you as a registered attendee. How do you add a photo of yourself?
Hello, Ms. Jean.
So that's in your Zoom profile and your Zoom account. So when you download Zoom, you can go to the settings and you can like my account or something and upload a profile photo. And that way it won't just be your name shown, but it'd be like a photo similar to like Lionel and Sylvia's. It'd be your photo there. No problem with the solid background. Okay, with that background. I appreciate, Linda, you want to show support for OGS, but we are at the ASALH conference, so we do ask that you could put OGS maybe in your bio, in your little name. You could do that to show OGS is here and is supporting the conference. So we definitely appreciate OGS being a sponsor.
We're celebrating OGS this year.
Yes.
Actually, that's one of our plenaries is actually celebrating the founding of OGS. So we are big supporters of OGS.
Someone asked about flyers. Perfect. Thank you so much for asking. We do have a media toolkit for the conference, and that is where we are posting the flyers and the nice social media images that you see on the Facebooks.
I think,
On Facebook.
I think what she's asking for a template for her own session.
Oh.
Is that what you're asking, Savannah? She's asking for a template for her own session. We hadn't thought about that. That's an idea. Let me talk to some people and see. Yeah, I don't know how, because we're we'll see. I can't promise you anything, but we'll see. Okay.
But we do encourage you to have your friends. Okay, thank you, Crystal. Crystal Boswell is just having people email her or direct message her in the chat if you have a problem. I think Christian earlier said you had an issue.
Mm-hmm.
But put a link in the chat to Your Toolkit, and that is where we have the flyers for registering, our logos, and other plenary speakers and other banners and such to help promote the conference. Oh, perfect. Thanks, Crystal. You're the best.
Crystal, you're wonderful. And guys, as you publicize your own sessions, be sure to feel free to tag us, right? If you're on social media and you're saying, hey, I need you to come to my session on XYZ date, and we're doing a session on whatever, at XYZ date and what time at ASALH, feel free to add us. Feel free to tag us in your thing. And again, as Aisha asked earlier, ask your friends and your family members and your cousins and all the folks to go ahead and register those instructions. Okay. So did you see that, Aisha? Linda's asking about, and I think is that a Zoom thing?
Yeah, I'm working on getting the link.
Okay. Thank you. And there's another, while Aisha's working on that, there's another question from Adele Banks. Are there any presentations open to the public in real time or later? So there will be plenaries that are like simulcast. That sounds like an old person. What do they call that? Don't laugh, Aisha.
No, it's the right term.
They call that that it'll be streamed. So there will be live stream. Thank you. See, my fellow old person, Dr. Kimball, helped me out. So there will be plenaries will be live streamed to ASALH TV. So there will be an opportunity to see those. Now, keep in mind that, and so what you want to ask your friends and family members and cousins and whatever, you want to ask them to subscribe to ASALH TV in YouTube, okay? Ask them to go out to YouTube and subscribe to ASALH TV. All the folks, if you're in a branch and your folks have not subscribed to ASALH TV, you want to get them to subscribe to ASALH TV. All those folks whose plenary, they want to do this plenary and they want to see this plenary, get them to subscribe to ASALH TV. And I'm going to actually make another plug. I also am going to ask you, encourage them to register this year. This is an amazing conference. All of the sessions will be available until the end of, for those folks, you go in all academic. If you weren't able to see a session, let's say you had a full day, you can actually go back and go back into all academic after September 30th, right? And you can see those sessions that you didn't get a chance to see until the end of October. So get your friends, tell your friends to register, tell them to come in. There's amazing stuff there. We are the real Black History folks, right? The original Black History folks. So we want you to not only come out and take part in this wonderful conference. Look at the theme is the Black family of all things, right? But we also want you to share this with other people. One of the things we always talk about is that we don't get enough Black history, right? That's one of the things that people are always saying. And so this is an opportunity to share. So I look forward to seeing you guys. I thank you all for actually agreeing to participate this year. Make sure you go ahead and register. Make sure you also do that pre-registration form. I think that's out there too, right, Aisha? And then also, I want you to make sure that you bring a friend. So everybody bring a friend, bring family members, have people, because we want this to be not just about you, but also we want this to be a family affair. All right. So I've finished preaching for the night. Praise God. And we're not going to take the collection plate up, but what we will do is we will encourage you, like I said, go ahead and register, go and do your membership if you've not done that already. Encourage people in your life who love Black history or people who need to know more. Encourage them to become members of ASALH. It's an amazing 106-year-old organization, and it's something it's a real investment. So that's it. I'm done. I've passed the plate.
You did. Thank you, Tara, for closing us out. Nope. Can you hear me? Okay. I thank you all for taking your evening to be with us tonight. If there are any other lingering questions, you can definitely email us at program@asalh.org or post.com@asalh.org. And anything else, appreciate you. Have a good rest of your Thursday evening. Bye.
Bye-bye.